Now, maybe you can leave your thoughts in the comments, even on our YouTube live chat, about this, about Major League Baseball. There are a lot of people in this area that want to see a Major League Baseball team in Raleigh. And actually, we ran a poll on our YouTube live yesterday asking people, do you want to see a Major League Baseball team in Raleigh? And about 73% of the responses said yes. So roughly about 3/4 of the people watching said, yes, we'd like to see a Major League Baseball team in Raleigh. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would say, if there's a team here, great. But if there's not, fine, whatever. Some people might be a little bit more apathetic or indifferent towards it. Some people just enjoy going to minor league baseball. I mean, go to a Durham Bulls game. They're a blast. Now, through a statement yesterday, Tom Dundon, the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes, did say that he's still interested in bringing Major League Baseball to the Triangle. Now, this is on the heels of him purchasing or leading a group of some other investors, but he's the head guy, the tip of the spear, I guess you could say, where he's probably going to be the majority owner of the team, but they are buying the Portland Trail Blazers for just north of $4 billion. I say that again, $4 billion. Now, wanting and interested in bringing a team to the Triangle, and it actually happened, it's a two-way street. First of all, obviously, you need to have the money to start things up. You got to be able to fund a stadium. You got to have the land for said stadium, the infrastructure to get to and from said stadium, which is all likely going to need or a big chunk of that's going to come from public funds as well. So if the state of North Carolina or whatever it's Wake County, whomever it might be, doesn't want to put the money up or only is willing to put together some of the money, well, then guess what? That makes things a little bit more difficult. Now, while you certainly can have a lot of investors from equity firms and so on, and private investment funds and whatever it might be, you still need to have corporate sponsors backing to keep a franchise running on a year-to-year basis. That's naming rights to a stadium, along with other sponsors and stuff that you see outside of stadiums. For example, I went to a game at San Francisco back in July. My girlfriend and I took a vacation out there in California. We went to a San Francisco Giants game at Oracle Park. We saw Oracle, which is a big tech company, but we also saw Levi's, which like the denim jeans, which also has the naming rights for Levi Stadium where the San Francisco 49ers play. But we saw Heinz Ketchup, and we saw a whole bunch of other different stuff out there. Coca-Cola. We saw a whole bunch of other sponsors out there, even though the name of the park is Oracle Park. You need more than just the naming rights of the stadium. You need more. For example, the Lenovo Center that used to be PNC Arena. Well, PNC, they had the PNC Club, which is still part of PNC Bank. So you still need to have the corporate sponsors in order to make sure you can fund a season for a team. People have mentioned, well, you have Amazon coming to the area, or Apple supposedly bringing a campus here, Google. Well, none of these entities that I just mentioned, these three big conglomerates or just big companies, Google, Amazon, or Apple, none of these entities have naming rights to any stadium. I did the research on it today. They don't have any naming rights to any stadium. Now, those entities, again, don't have naming rights to a stadium, and you don't see their names when it comes to seeing stuff. And when you're actually at games, like for example, we were in San Francisco, big giant tech area. I didn't see anything Google related or anything along those lines. Heck, in downtown San Francisco, where the Golden State Warriors play, it's the Chase Center, which is a bank. You don't see their names when it comes to games. All those companies spend their money to have sports on their platforms. Google owns YouTube, which has a deal with the NFL for a Friday night game this year, as well as they obviously own YouTube TV, which has the rights for NFL Sunday Ticket. Amazon has Thursday night football NFL games, along with some select others that they're going to have, like the Black Friday game. They also have gotten into the NBA with games now, and they've even got to the point where you can actually add FanDuel Sports Network through your Amazon Prime account to watch regional sports, like the Carolina Hurricanes. Apple's in bed with Major League Soccer to watch their games. You have to go through Apple to watch Major League Soccer. So who is going to be the big corporate backer to put their naming rights on the stadium? SAS, another big tech company in this area, sponsors a Champions Tour golf event every year. but their name hasn't been on a stadium since 2007 when they sponsored the soccer park in Cary, which became Wake Med Soccer Park, which is now First Horizon Stadium at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, which is where the North Carolina Courage play. Another question you have to answer as well is, does Major League Baseball want North Carolina? Do they want to expand? Is there a relocation? It's a legit, real question. Because Las Vegas, in the last 8 years, has added both an NHL team and an NFL team. And they're adding a Major League Baseball team because the Oakland Athletics are moving to Vegas. And the population size of Las Vegas compared to the Triangle, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. But Major League Baseball isn't afraid to go to Vegas because Vegas, there's a sex appeal to Vegas. Nashville gets brought up quite often because, again, population size very similar to the Triangle. Triangle is obviously one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. But Nashville gets brought up a lot. They have an NHL team. They have an NFL team. Who's to say they won't add a Major League Baseball team either? I know they're building a new stadium for their football team, but if you can add another team to their area, I'm sure they'll find the funds because, let's be honest, they'll find a way, especially if a move doesn't happen for at least 5 to 10 years. People will bring up, again, as I just mentioned, people will bring up population numbers, number of tourists and visitors each year. But let's be honest. Nashville sounds sexier. Just does. Walking up and down Broadway. Let's go to the Grand Ole Opry. All those kinds of things. The Nashville Predators have country music stars singing the national anthem at pretty much all their games. Or these up-and-comers or these big artists. And they stink. Not the artists. I'm talking about the Predators. There's always an appeal to that. In this area, you have NC State, Duke, North Carolina, the Carolina Hurricanes, the North Carolina Courage, the Durham Bulls are all trying to compete for sponsorship dollars in this area, are all trying to push for it. You have to have the corporate backing. And maybe this move by Tom Dundon is saying, hey, you know what? Maybe Major League Baseball, maybe that doesn't happen for another 10 years. But I'm looking to make a move now. Now I go for the NBA. We'll see what happens with the Tampa Bay Rays and what they want to do. But when I say people that want Major League Baseball in Raleigh, you have to ask this. It's just like online dating. They got to swipe right on you too, them being Major League Baseball. You can swipe right all you want about getting Major League Baseball to come to this area. Major League Baseball has to want you too. They have to want you too.